Antaryascha bahirvidutatimiram jyotirmayam shashvatam sthanam prapya virajate vinamatam ajnanamunmulayan pashyan vishvamapidamullasatiyo vishvasya pare paraha Tasmai Sri Ramanaya Loka Gurave Shokasya Hantre Namaha Satpratyaya Kim Vihaya Santam Hriddesha Chinta Rahito Hritakya Kadam Smaramastamameyamekam Tasya smridihi tasya dridaiva nishta. We are in the 19th verse. Dehatma bhave nyajadau samanau ekasya dehe hrididipta atma akramya deham cha jagatcha purnah Parasya meyam tanumatramatma. It is interesting, Sri Ramana Maharshi here. Ajna vigyayoho anubhave bedamaha. Bedam difference. Ajna vigyayoho. Ajnasya vignasya tesham madhye tebhyah madhye Tayor Madhye Vedam Asti. Kidrisham Vedam. What kind of a difference in that? Dehatma Bhave. Deh Atma hai, aisa manne se. Dehatma Bhave, Deha Atma Yidi Bhavaha Tasmin Vishaye. In that context, Nya Jadau. Nya means Nya Janati. One who knows, a wise person, Jnani. And Jadaha, here, Ajnani. Jadaha, because his thinking is only at the level of the matter. That's why he is Jada. Like a matter which is inert. Nya Jadao, Nya Vidwan, Jadahascha, Avidvamscha, Samano, Tulyau. Dehatma bhave jada and nyaha nyajadau samano. Same. What is the then difference? What is the nature of wisdom then compared to the one who does not have wisdom? Both of them think alike? No, there is difference. Ekasya dehe hrididipta atma. Ekasya, nyasya, of the person who has the knowledge, dehe, in the body, hridi, in one's own heart, deepta atma, the self-illuminating the self, dehamakramya, jagatcha purnaha, jagatcha dehamcha akramya, enveloping entire world as well as including one's own body, akramya, Purna, complete. Parasya, for the other one, Jadasya, Ajnasya, Meyam, Mayam means the Atma is measurable, knowable, conceivable, definable, limited. Ma is to measure. And Mayam, that which can be measured, which can be brought into the comprehension of the mind. Mayam, Tanumatramatma, Dehamatramatma, Shariramatma, Jadarupamatma. Vijnasya Purna Swarupa Atma, including the Deha. Sakalam Jagatcha Dehascha Akramya Purnaha. It is enveloping the entire world, including one's own body. That complete illuminating one is the understanding of a man of knowledge about one's own self, whereas a Ajnani, an ignorant person, believes that body alone is the self. Deha Atma iti bhavaha tasmin vishaye jadao jna vidwan jadahascha vidwan cha samanau tulyo dehatma vave doyoho tulyahe api bedamaha. Even though it is appearing to be same, but there is a difference. Ekasya jnasya vidushaha dehe sharire hridi hridaye molastane atma paramah sharira bhutva deepta aham iti spuran jwalita san Deham Shariram Jagatcha Logam Cha Akramya Vyapya Purna Sarvatmaka Bhavati. Sarvatmaka Bhavati. The knowledge of the Jnani is that the self is not only within me, but also in everyone. It is complete, all-pervading presence. Just like the space, within the part is also the space, and outside the part is also space. Therefore, one who understands this says that Atmanaha Deham iti Jnasya Jnanam. Dehameva Atma iti Vijnasya Jnanam. Ajnasya, sorry. Vijnasya Jnanam Atmanaha Deha. Deham Atmanaha. Idam Shariram Atmanaha. Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetramithyavidiyade Kshetrakyam Chabi Bamviddi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. Iti Bhagavata Katitam. Bhagavan Krishna has spoken this in the 13th chapter, saying that this body is inert, but the one who knows the body is Kshetrajna, and that is me. Kaha janadi idam shariram iti, idam vastu yatya janadi, kaha janadi. Anything that is known as this, who knows this? The one who knows this is not this. Deham janadi va aham deha iti. Is the deha knows that I am the deha? No. Kaha janati, who knows? No. That one who is other than the deha, other than the shariram. So that shariram belonged to him. Meaning, he includes this not only in this physical body, but in all bodies. That's why it's Jagatcha Purna. Whereas another person who is not the person of this knowledge, Apurna Jnanatvat, Parasya Agnyasya Jadasya Avidushaha, for the ignorant, Mayam Manasa Indriyairva Matum Shakyam. The one who has this, does not have this knowledge of the all-pervasive nature of the self, merely considers the body alone as oneself. And that is subject to objectification. Therefore, Tanumatram Sharirameva Atma Bhavati. Sharira Eva Atma Atmanam Anubhavati. Apakatvat apakatva asmat sharirameva ahamidi manyate. apakva jnanam, incomplete knowledge, unripened knowledge. So one should say that even though I live, that's why Bhagavan Krishna says, Navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. Navadvare dehe, in this physical body, dehi, one who has deha is dehi. One who knows yoga is a yogi. One who has jnanam is jnani. One who has balam is called bali. So one who has this deha, dehi, janati, aham, idam sharire, asmin sharire, vasami, parantu, idam eva, this alone is not my abode. I have this physical body, but in the sense, not only this physical body, sarvam jagatcha sagalam purnam, vyapya, akramya. So one who does not have this knowledge will consider only the physical body as oneself. Apakvaha. Whereas pakvaha vidvamsu natata. A man of knowledge is not like that. Satu sharirat pradak ahamidi. I am different from this physical body. Sharirasya antar hridaye nirantaram spuran. In the physical body, in the very heart of it, nirantaram spuran, always shining. Sarvam shariram akramya, enveloping the entire body. Sarvam jagatcha vyapya, having enveloped the entire world. Purnaha aham iti anubhutya vilasan. By his own experience, having come to revel, akandam sada eva swashariram manyate. Akandam, undivided, entirety as one's own body. The whole thing is, entire world is my body. Vijnasya jagat, sarvam jagat deham. Vijnasya jagateva tasya deha. Ajnasya swa tanumatrameva daya. One's own body alone is. Evam ajna vijnayoho bedaha. This way, it is the difference between ajna and vijna, man of knowledge and man of ignorance. See, a Mahatma also lives in the same world where you and I live. And he also lives in the body like you and I do. But his understanding is not, I am limited to this body. I mean, every body, in everything. Vasudeva sarvamiti, samahatma sudurlabha. Aham Vasudevaha. I am that Vasudeva, sarvatra gacchati sarvagaha. I am all pervading, and I am that very Bhagavan himself, in the sense, the very self of everyone. Anubhava swarupaha, of the nature of experience. Nadu tattva vichara pushpitaha. It is not merely a intellectual idea. That is the difference between a Mahatma who has got the experience of it, and thereby he has doubtless knowledge about the Purnatvam of the self, whereas a person merely have an intellectual idea and still holds on to the physical body as oneself. He is still Ajna only. Even though he might have studied the scriptures, he remains as only Ajna. Mano nischaya rupaha ityuktam bhavati. Tattva, where mere intellectual idea is only not the experience of a jnani. Mano nischaya swarupa ityuktam bhavati. His experience is far-fetched. Vijnasya sarvatmakam sada eva atma. Sarvatmakam atma vijnasya. Of a man of wisdom, the self is the self of all being. Tatra idam shariram api Antarbhavati. Therefore, one's own body is also included in that. Ajnasyatu, on the other hand, for a person who is ignorant, Sharira matram atmadi sanksepana artha. In brief, in the case of ignorant, he confines himself to the body only. Apakwasya grahana asamartya, apakwasya grahana samartya lopad, because of the failure in knowing correctly, tasya jnanam apurnam bhavati, that his knowledge become incomplete. That's why I said, ajnanin, when we say, he is not a person who does not have knowledge of the scriptures, but it is incomplete. It is like, I come to your home and you are ready to cook for me some new dish, which you have never tried on anyone. I am the guinea pig, let us say. And you started to cook, put the ingredients on the vessel, put it on the stove, and then you put the water, everything, it's boiling. And as you are cooking, gas stove only, you are cooking, power went off. And because the power went off, halfway of your cooking, you stopped. Swamiji, what is the connection between power going off and you're cooking in the gas stove, right? Yes. What is the connection between power? Because YouTube stopped. Wireless connection, Wi-Fi is no more available. And therefore, you are watching the YouTube and cooking. And when the power went off, the Wi-Fi stopped, YouTube also stopped. You do not know what else to do further. So what you do, whatever is half cooked, whatever is so many other ingredients which are to go at the end has not been added because you do not know. So what you bring that to me? Now what do I say? Apakwa, incomplete. It is not fully cooked. It is like a tree which has mangoes. Mangoes are there, plenty of them, but they are not ripened. When they are unripened, they will still be in the tree only, on the tree only. When it has become ripened, the mangoes will fall away by themselves from the tree. Detachment takes place on maturity. From the mango tree, when does the mango fall away? When the pakwa, the ripening has taken place. When the ripening has taken place, Tyagat na dukkam, Tyagat sukhameva. Even though it is holding on to the plant or the tree for so long to derive its own, all the ingredients, all the energy, all the growth, etc., because of the tree only, but once it has become ripened, it gets detached from that completely. And that is what is called a ripened mango. If you, on the other hand, even as it has just come in, it started to grow and you picked it, then it will not taste. In the same way, until experience takes place, apakwa jnanameva, it is incomplete, unripened. Aparoksha jnanat pakvam bhavati. Paroksha jnanat apakvam bhavati. Merely because one has read the scriptures and understood and not has become one's own experience, it is still para aksha jnanameva. And para aksha jnanam apurna jnanam. Aparoksha jnanam purna jnanam. So here, Ajnasya sharira matrameva iti Sangshepanartha apakvasya grahana samarthya lopat tasya jnanam apurnam. Tadeva purnam satyam idi pratidireva mithya jnanam. So his knowledge being incomplete, it's a false knowledge. Why false knowledge? It is because it is not personal experience. Natu tat apurnam jnanameva mithya iti machyam. Knowledge is not mithya. The knowledge is correct, but it is incomplete. Apakvasya swasharira eva atma anubhavah. Eva atma anubhavah. Sharira eva atma iti anubhavah. Pakvasya sarva sharira bhute jagati cha atma anubhave. Bhavah na kevalam swasharira eva iti prakarantarena vaktum yuktam. We can also say, for a ignorant person, body alone is the self. For a man of knowledge, body is also the self. Why? Because matta parataramna anyat kinchit asti he Dhananjaya. Bhagavan said, other than me, nothing exists. Jo aap dekhte hain, ye jada swarupa jagat, the so-called world that you see, is also resting on me only. Without me, it cannot exist. So, this world that you see around you is also a part of me only. Bhagavan would say that I pervade everything. Chara acharatmakam sarvam akandamandal akaram vyaptam yena chara acharam. Chetana jada sarvam. So, for a ignorant person, dehameva atma. For a jnani, deham api atma. The self includes the body, meaning matter is included in that. Because without the primary elemental existence, even the matter cannot exist. Evam vyashti shariram uddishya Ajna Vignayoho Dehatma Bhave Tulyata Visheshascha Prapanchito Ata Samashti Shariram Jagat Adhikritya Tayohu Ubayoho Atulyatvam, Tulyatvam Vedascha Uchate. Having spoken about the body, identification with the body, regarding the body, how a man of knowledge and how a man of ignorance will look at it. Now it is going to show how that knowledge will help an individual to see the world different from a person of ignorance. In the next verse. Ajnasya vignasya cha vishwamasti Purvasya drishyam jagateva satyam Parasya drishya shrayabhutamekam Satyam prapurnam pravibhatya rupam Ajnasya vignasya ja vishwamasti Purvasya drishyam jagateva satyam Parasya drishya shrayabhutamekam Satyam prapurnam prabhivatya rupam. Vishwam asti, the world is. For whom? Ajnasya vignasya cha. For ajnaha, ignorant. Vignaha, for the wise person. For both of them, the world is. Purvasya ajnasya. For the one who is ignorant, drishyam jagadeva satyam. The seen world alone, which is perceivable alone, is true. Parasya, vignasya, for a wise person, Drishya Ashraya Bhutamekam, that which is the substratum of whatever is perceived, Satyam, the truth, Prapurnam, fully complete, Pravibhadi Arupam, shines forth without any form. Formless presence, which is a substratum of all that is perceived. So both of them look at the world, but in a totally different way. If your child is acting on a drama or a skit, a play in the school, and you go there to watch it, he may be playing a little role, maybe a servant of a king. King is the, one who is sitting there in the throne, and there are others, and your son is only one of the attendants or a minister, whatever. But I'm telling you, the parents are so funny. They forget about the king, only focus their camera focusing only on their son. He may have not even a dialogue also. My son. They forget about even play. My son is playing a role. Now, he may be acting as I said, an attendant or a minister, but you don't see him that way. You see him only as my son. Where is your identification? Even though you're seeing the drama going on, even though that fellow is playing a little role, but you don't see him as that role. You see him as your son. In the same way, a Jnani Purusha, when he looks at the world, he doesn't look at the names and forms. He looks at the Bhagavan. Bhagavan who is appearing himself as the varieties of names and forms. The substratum alone he is aware of. Whichever form he sees, whichever name is there in front of him, associated with the form, सब में एक ही है भगवान. परस्य दृश्यम दृश्याश्रय भूतम एकम सत्यम प्रपूर्णम अरूपम. Whichever be the form your son is playing, whichever be the Vesha, you see him as mine. So here, Ajnasya avidushaha apakvatmanaha ityartaha Vijnasya vidushaha pakvatmanahascha dvayorapi vishwamasti dvabhyamapi jagat astitvena grihyate. Both of them see the world. This is what is to be understood, that a Jnani Purusha, one who has realized he is not afraid of the world, he is not running away, he is not hiding, he is not in solitude. He is not one who is escaping from the world. Gurudev said the test of the pudding is in eating. The test of knowledge is in living. If you can't live your knowledge, what is the use of that knowledge? You can't drive the car. What is the use of the car? If you can't eat the food, what is the use of the food? So, the knowledge must be that which you must be able to live. It should make you come back to the same very world after having understood and live the world, live in the same world with this knowledge. That is called understanding. Standing under the knowledge. Knowledge is not making you get out of the whole world. It is not making you incapable of living in this world. It is only making you able to face whatever the world is with greater strength. Vidyaya vindade viryam. Upanishad says. Pratibodha vididam madam amritatvam hi vindade atmana vindade viryam vidyaya vindade amritam. Atmana vindade viryam. One discovers the viryam with atma jnanam. With that very atma jnana virya, one reaches the amritatvam, immortality. So he's not afraid of the world. See, we are afraid of the world because we only see the Dvaitam only everywhere. Dvandva samoha. I like it, therefore I go towards that. I don't like it, I go away from it. Whatever you are going away from it, you are afraid of. Why are you going away from this? I don't want to see this. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to talk to this person. In that way, you are confining, limiting yourself. You are actually denying freedom to yourself. You see? Not that you go and embrace a fire. That's not what we are talking about. You don't know to go and invite danger to yourself. But don't be afraid when it comes in front of you. You know how to face it. So here, Purvasya Ajnasya Moolam Ajanataha. For an individual ignorant who does not know the Moolam Ashrayam. Drishyam Chakshugrahyam Namarupatmakam Jagateva Satyam. Whatever is perceived by the senses, by the names and forms, that alone is true. Paramartva Tattvam Saeva Tadeva Bhavati. Whatever is perceived alone is his supreme reality for him. Jagataha Mula Swarupam Saha Naha Grihnati. He does not understand the Mula Swarupam, the very substratum he doesn't realize. Drishyamanameva Paramartatvena Grihnati. Whatever is perceived alone is the highest he considers. Apakvatma Stuladihi. An imperfect one and gross intellect. Pakvasyatu, on the other hand, one who has gained the correct knowledge, na tata, it is not like that. Parasya vijnasya pakvatmanaha drishya ashrayabhutam. Drishyasya namarupatmakasya jagataha ashrayabhutam adaram ekam advitiyam prapurnam abhinnam sarvavyapi satyam arupam rupavarjitam sat pravivadi prakarshena visheshena na swayam prakashate. Visheshena cha swayam prakashate. On the other hand, one who is aware of this higher knowledge, he understands the very substratum of the universe and not merely the names and form, which is complete and which is a support, and also it is true, and as well as it is constantly shining from within. Vijnasyabi Vishwam Astidi Uktatvad Vishwam Uktatvad Vishwasmin Anusyutam Arupam Brahma Cha Vijnasya Bhaditi Bhavo Bodhyaha. As one which is pervading everything, Otaprotavat, the warp and woof of the entire creation, he is able to consistently perceive that. Samulam jnanam vidushaha nirmulam stulam jnanam pakshikam apurnam avidushaha jnanam. Samulam jnanam vidushaha nirmulam stulam jnanam avidushaha. He perceives the word along with the root. See, if you look at a tree, we look at it from the ground up. The tree, the trunk of the tree, and then branches, leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. आपको मालूम है कि ये वृक्ष, this vriksha, it cannot stand without the roots which have grown very deep into the earth. But we don't see that. When you do the gardening, you will realize that unless you put the seed way under the earth, inside the earth, or when you take a plant and start to plant them, the roots should be inside the earth. It's not outside. And cover it up. And when you wait for some time after watering and waiting for some time, you realize slowly, the new leaves come, new flower. Then you know it has taken root. It has started to derive the energy from the earth, and it's going to survive. When do you know it's going to survive? When the moolam, when the root is strengthened. In the same way, Jagat hum dekh rahe hain, the world that we are seeing, the Nama Rupatmakam Jagat, wahi Satya hai. Uske bina koi aur nahi hai. Moolam na janadi ajna hai. He doesn't know the root. Moolam samoolam janati vijnana. He knows the root as well as its expression. Thereby, even if you cut the top, it will come back again. Why? Root hai na. In the same way, the world is constantly under change, but the substratum remains intact. Punarabi jananam, punarabi maranam, punarabi janani, jadare sayanam. Even though birth and death is constantly taking place, Jivasya moolam Brahman Paramatma asti eva sada sanatana rupena. As an internal existence, it is always present. That doesn't disappear at all, anytime. Samoolam jnanam vidushaha nirmoolam stoolam jnanam pakshikam apurnam avidushaha jnanam ityartaha purvashloke iva atrapi jagat jnanasya apurnat satyatvam grahyam. Understand, the ajnani is apurna jnana. Tasya. Na mityatvam, not false. It is not false knowledge. It is incomplete. What do you mean by incomplete? I see the world. I take the world as it is to be true without knowing the very substratum which is supporting it. Therefore, one is carried away by the changes that take place, becomes a victim of those changes, not able to stabilize and balance oneself, become a person of raga dvesha, likes and dislikes, and thereby such a person constantly suffers. The freedom, moksha, is not some place to go, something to achieve, some power to gain, nothing of that sort. Moksha is dridata, nishta. That is firmness, that abidance, that stronghold. Stidadhihi munihi. A person of steady wisdom, which is unchanging, undisturbed, as the Nama Rupa Jagat undergoes all the changes, one holds on to the unchanging, unmoving, undisturbed presence. See, we all say we want Shanti, a peace. We ask, oh, what kind of a Shanti you want? Temporary one, once in a while. No. You say, always I want to be peaceful. And if you want to be always peaceful, you have to hold on to what is always there. That which is there sometime, which is not there sometime, if you hold on to that, how can be Shanti? Only Ashanti will be there. That which is always there, hold on to it. Then there will be Shanti. That which is sometime there, sometime not there. If you hold on to that, how can there be Shanti? So, therefore, Satyam Praburnam Prabhipadi Arupam Ekam Bhutam Drishyashraya Bhutam. That which is a very substratum of everything. Swamiji, it's all right. We understand all that. Okay, then what's the problem? You see, I always had a doubt. What? This karma, action that we do. It is said in the Hinduism that when we do a karma, the result will not necessarily come in this birth. It will come in the next birth or many births, whatever it is. So, is it not our action today creates a destiny for tomorrow? Yes. That means today, what I am is the destiny according to previous action, is it not? What I did in the previous birth has become a destiny of today. What I am doing today will become a destiny of tomorrow. Is that not the logic? Yes. That is to say, what I am going to do today is decided by what I did yesterday or in the previous birth. Because what I did in the previous birth is the destiny today, that what makes me what I am today. And this me is a product of what I did in the past. So that past decides this, and this present decides the future. So whatever I do now is decided by what I did in the past. Meaning, destiny decides my self-effort, correct? Prarabdha decides my purushartha. Yes or no? And today's purushartha becomes tomorrow's prarabdha. So both are interdependent. So which comes first? It is similar to egg came first or the chicken came first. Because it seems like each one needs other one. Without the egg, there cannot be chicken. Without the chicken, there cannot be egg. Seed came first or the tree came first. The tree has come from what? Seed. Who created the seed? A tree. This will become what you call that as infinite regress. Anavastha dosha in Sanskrit. So this topic is taken up in the next verse number 21. Vide prayatnasya chakopi vadaha tayor dvayor moolam ajanatam syat. Vide prayatnasya cha moola vastu Sanjanatam naiva vidirna yatnaha. Vide prayatnasya chakopi vadaha tayor dvayor moolam ajanatam syat. Vide prayatnasya cha moola vastu Sanjanatam naiva vidirna yatnaha. Vidhi and prayatna. Vidhi is destiny, daivam. Prayatna is purushartha, free will, self-effort. Videhe prayatnasya cha kha abhi vadaha. Some kind of a debate always goes on between about destiny and self-effort. In Hinduism, those who have not understood this properly, the concept of destiny is so strong. Everything is destined, Swamiji. We have nothing to do here. Everything is preordained. If that is the case, don't eat food, no? If you are supposed to survive, you survive. Why do you need to eat? Why do you need to do any prayatna to eat? If you are supposed to survive, if that is what is going to happen, your karma will take care of your survival. Don't do anything. No, that is different. And some argument is what? So everything decided by the destiny only. That means even what I'm thinking, see, this you are talking to me is also destined. I'm listening to you, that is also destined. Based on what? How is the destiny created? What I did in the past. How did you do in the past? Who made you do in the past? Whatever action you did. If everything is destiny, even that action you did is also destined only. Yes, Swamiji, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing called Purushartha. Everything is destined only. So, some people say no, some people say yes. Kapi vadaha tayor doyoho. Why it is so? Moolam majanatam. Because they do not further inquire into what is the root of the whole thing. Moolam ajanadam syad videhe prayatnasya cha. Of both the vidhi, that is destiny, and prayatna, the self-effort, moola vastu, the very substratum of that, sajnanatam, one who knows, for those, nayeva vidhi na yatnaha. For them, neither there is destiny, nor there is self-effort. Put a cold water in your enthusiasm. So, अब हमको साधना करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए? साधना तो प्रयत्न है ना. प्रयत्न बिना I mean, what without the prayatna, how can there be moksha possible? So now you see, videhe janmantariya karmapaka rupasya. Vidhi is what? Janmantariya karmapaka rupasya prarabdha adrishtadi pada vachyasya daivasya. Of that which is known as destiny, which is born out of the actions done in the past and it has become ripened now. Prayatna is purushakaraha. Meaning what is undertaken by an individual. Between them, cha kobi vadaha vyavastitaha vivadaha. There is always this argument. Tayoho dvayoho, between those two. What are those? Daiva purushakarayoho, both of them. Moolam janmasthanam ajanatam aviditavatam pandidam anyamanam syat bhavet. Those who do not know the root or the very substratum of both destiny and purushakara, prayatna, they only talk about or argue about these two. Whether destiny decides the self-effort or self-effort decides the destiny. In other words, is there a karya-karana sambandha between these two? Videhe karyam, videhe karyaha prayatna, or prayatnasya karyaha vidhi itiva. This is the argument. Videhe karanam prayatnam va, or prayatnasya karanam vidhiva, or videhe karyaha prayatnam va, or prayatnasya karyam vidhiva. Which is the connection? What is the relationship there? This way, there is constantly an argument going on because they do not look beyond that. Tayoho dvayoho moolam ajanatam videhe daivasya prayatnasya cha purushakarasya cha moola vastu karanabhudam swarupam jnanatam samyak viditavatam purushanam vidirnaiva badaka bhavati yatnaha purushakaropi na badaka bhavati. Neither there is a question about argumentation about vidhi nor about Purushakara. Neither about fate or destiny, nor there is any disturbance or a misunderstanding about self-effort. How is that? See, sarvam devakritam na kevalam asmabihi anubhuyamanam phalam kriyamanaha prayatnobi vidhi prerita eva idivade purvakritasya purushakarasya phalam vidhirupam pravartade vidhinacha preritaha purushakaraha sambhavati iti purushakara purvam vidhi videhe purvam purushakara iti anyonya ashrayana anavastita त्वात् उभयोर मूलम किम उभय विलक्षणम स्यात् तद अन्वेषणीयम इति उपदिष्टम. When we talk about one being the cause of the other, there is anavastha dosha. Anavastitvat. Anavastha means there is no certainty about one independent of the other, and therefore there is a cyclical argument. Goes on and on and on. So this infinite, it's called regression ad infinitum. So the answer to that is atra idam gantavyam, avagantavyam. This is what is to be understood. What vidhi prayatnau aswatantrau. Vidhi and prayatna, both of them are not independent. Vidhi prayatna paratantraha. Prayatnaha cha ichchadinaha. Now let us look at it carefully. Vidhi prayatna, both of them are paratantraha. Paratantraha means decided by something else. Both. Let us take a prayatna, an effort. An effort or an engagement, anything that you engage in your life, is caused by desire. Action is an external expression of a seeking, a want, a longing, a desire. Desire is the cause of action. So, prayatnascha ichchadinaha. Prayatna depends upon desire. Ichcha tu ahankara sahacharini karma kartuhu. Where is the desire coming from? Desire is a co-rider, an accompanying element of ego. Ahankarasya sahacharini ichcha. The desire is an accompanying element of ahankar. Desire is always associated with this ego. I want. Gurudev always said, I and I want is called ahankar, desire. I and I want. Aham vanchami. Aham ichchami. I want. See, when I go to the state of dream or deep sleep, I is there, but want is not there. Though, when I was about to sleep, I want 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 to sleep. That want is gone. When I go to sleep, the wanting to sleep is no more. Then what happens? Aham without any want. And because aham there is without any want, there is no action. Action comes only when there is want. When action is not, when want is not there, desire is not there, there is no action. Karta Bhoktrtvena prerita. Bhoktru prerita. The karta, the doer, is influenced by the concept of or the notion of bhoga. Bhoktrutva asti chet kartrutvam api asti eva. When I have a intention to enjoy, then action will follow that. So here, when ahankar, which is always associated with the desire makes me a person to put effort. And the self-effort creates the karma. And the karma creates the karma phalam. And karma phalam I experience as vidhi, as destiny or fate. And then thereafter the cycle starts. Then whatever you do, then it creates a destiny, and then according to destiny, you do action. Added to that, you keep on adding more desires also. Don't say desires came out of destiny. This is where googly you put. Swamiji, that particular desire to eat masala dosa is also a destiny, you know. You are not destined to have that desire. And desire is independent of that. Desire is caused by I want. So now you see, ahankar has got the ichcha as its companion, and the ahankara and ichcha makes you a person who puts a self-effort to reach that, and that effort becomes your karma. Karma creates karma phalam. Karma phalam comes back as the vidhi, destiny. Now, track back, go to the moolam. Ahamaha moolam kim. What is the ahamaha moolam? What is the source of I? When you think about it, then you realize that swaswatantram anyasya jivasya. As a Chaitanya Swarupa Paramatma, without this I, there is only Swatantra. Swatantra, independent existence. Jivasya swatantriyam jiva vyaktashraya bodha atmani ishvare. Jivasya swatantriyam, of the independent free nature of this jiva vyakti ashraya bodha, the one which is thus supporting the jiva is the Atman, and when it is coming to express external I as the world, Ishvaraha evam daiva purushakarayoho atma paratantratvat ubayoho moolam atma anveshaniyam anveshaniyattvena pradipaditaha. Both the effort as well as destiny, fate and self-effort, both of them are caused by the jiva who misunderstands himself to be limited and thereby having a desire. And because of the desire, he engages in action. Action creates a result. Results creates the prarabdha. But if he goes back and find out what is the moola karanam of the jiva, one comes to understand that the I, ahankar, has its basis on Atman, which is the actionless, independent, free self. Only when he realizes that Atman is free from all this, then for such a person, ko vidihi, ko prayatnaha. Where is the destiny? Where is this self-effort then? Self-effort for what? All efforts are to become free. Nobody is doing any effort to become more a bond, to get more bond. Nobody does any effort. Nobody does any extra effort to become more miserable or slave. Everybody wants to become free only. But when one understands oneself to be already free, kaha prayatna? What is this prayatna then? Kaha vidhi? How can he be ever controlled by destiny then? Bhumikayam Purusha Prakara Vichara Avasare Cha Idam Savistaram Upadidam. In the beginning itself, that is very clearly said. In the very introduction itself, that is very clearly pointed out that Atmanishta Bhava. May you become one who is abiding in that free self. Then thereafter, there is no question of you worrying about Vidhi and Prayatna. Both are caused by Aham, Ahankar, and which are depending upon each other. So this way, the result or the solution to this is pointed out. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Sorry, I didn't put the verse number 20, which I was chanting. Vignasya Vignasya Vishwanasya.